This is what happens when I go to the park to walk.
Stay away from like pupusas y todo eso. Yo no como eso.
I came to the park to clear my mind, to get some walking in, and to clear my mind. I did not come here to have to deal with another snake. Oh, they've got the bridge open. Yay. Now, before we go across the bridge, we can go down here. Funny thing is, just before I saw the snake, which someone had pointed out to us before we got too close to it, the thought of a snake had crossed my mind. Just before it crossed the path. So it was already on my mind that there may be a snake. And sure enough, there was. I'm at Fletcher Park. I just wanted to come down here today and walk and clear my mind. I just have stuff on my mind. That I just need to get rid of because there's nothing I can do about it. They closed this bridge for a while. Might have been because of lane damage or I don't know. But it happened after that. On a table. I'd kind of like to sit for a few minutes. Do I dare? So I currently don't see any more snakes, but I'm really close to the river and the shrubbery. But maybe nothing will sneak up on us. I don't care if it's not poisonous. I don't care what kind it is. I don't care if it's a itty bitty or a massive long 6-footer. I hate snakes. I hate them. Terrified of them. Spiders too. I hate them. Terrified of them. And I was watching something on social media, some videos last week or a couple weeks ago. So that if you take peppermint oil and squirt it around your windows or your doors, it'll keep the spiders and the bugs out of your vehicle or your house. My house is my vehicle. So I did that. I ordered a bottle. No one said how strong it would be. I wasn't 100% sure I was going to stay in the van that night. but it kind of faded away. Do I know if it works? I don't know yet. But I can still smell a little bit of it, so I'm not sure how often I'm supposed to do this. And well, for one, I sprayed too much. So next time, I'll use the little dropper and just drop a dot or two instead of spraying, because the spray was a lot. At first it smelled nice, but when you go around the van to the front to the back and spray in numerous spots, oh my God, it was strong. But as it faded, it was nice, and I can still smell it, so, and it still has a pleasant scent. I am hoping that it works, because I've already had one encounter with a spider, and I'm not sure if that's what bit me or not, but I had a terrible bite on my body, and it has been itching and swollen. I won't say it hurts. It's been uncomfortable because it itches so bad. I don't know what it was. Do not know what bit me. But I'm hoping the peppermint oil will help keep things out of my vehicle. So I've spent Saturday and Sunday night at my daughter's, which has been nice. And I left there this morning, late this morning, because I dozed off on the couch after everybody left for work and school. I had the puppies on my lap. So I dozed off a little bit. And when I was awake, I was flipping YouTube videos. So. But I left there this morning. But I just got a lot on my mind. Went to the movies this afternoon. It was pretty good. You Meet Tuscany. It was pretty good. It's a little different for me to see just a regular movie like that, because I like movies based on true facts, true events. It's rare that I will go to just a movie to just go to a movie. I'm not sure when that started. I don't know. I don't blame that on age. But the movie I saw today was pretty good. It was pretty cute. But at the same time, it added more thoughts in my head. And my brain is just not where it needs to be right now. So I came out to the park to take a walk. So let's get back to it. Okay. I have to sit. God, it's slow. I actually had to pause that because I knew we needed to get back up. That was very low and very squeaky. So, back to the walk. That fence is new. Wouldn't be surprising if they're not building more apartments and townhouses over there. It's ridiculous. What's funny is the last time I was out here, there was a snake down here that crossed my path. Yeah. I had to go a little bit to get away from the kids that was on their bikes so we could have the quiet. But I'm also starting to breathe a little bit harder. So this may not last much longer. As much as I love being in my van, my little cozy cottage on wheels, there's got to be more from my life than just that. Like an actual place to live. And maybe somebody in my life. I don't know. But it's just been on my brain today. There's got to be more to life. Than the level that I have right now. That's weird. Look at that. How that tree is twisted. It is so weird. I'm not stepping in the shrubbery. Poison ivy, poison oak, snakes. Yeah, I'll stay on the trail. So I always carry protection when I'm out here. Doesn't matter where I'm walking at. I have protection. I have my pepper spray. I have pepper spray. And an attitude. I had a holiday day to burn. So I was off today. 3-day weekend. I'll have another one next weekend. And then 2 weeks from that. And then 2 weeks from that. I was getting my holidays and vacation days used up before my anniversary date at work. I was really wanting to sit down for a minute. My knee hurts. There used to be a bench there. I guess the flooding from Helene stole that too. All of this used to have trees. They have replanted. Because all of this was wiped out from Helene when that came through. So we had massive flooding out here. That's look different. I don't recall that post and that one on the other side and that one on the end being so bent out. But it has been a while since I've been here. This has cleared out a lot since we had all that flooding. Let's keep going. We don't have that much further to go before it comes to an end. And it hits the road. I have an app on my phone. It's called Map My Walk. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. Today I have it going, but it hasn't told me how far I've went yet. Really not the best of days to be out here. The pollen is bad. Things that bother your allergies. It's bad. But I was determined to get him a good walk. Let's see this. You can pause this to read all that. I figure the video probably picked that up. So that's the app, Map My Walk, that tells me how far I've went. And I actually pause it when I sit down. Or if I stop to look at something, I'll pause it. Look at that. Another weird tree that is twisted. This is so weird. I was going to say there's nobody else out here, but I see somebody coming, so I am not by myself out here. Not right now, anyway. Perfect. I'm going to sit down for a minute and let my knee rest. I'm not sitting there. Too close to the shrubbery. Too risky for snakes. And I am a chicken. So, this one looks good. So yeah, my thoughts for the day is there's got to be more to life than living in a van. Yeah. I want more. I want better. I can't afford better. I had to pause so I didn't get the runner in the video. But yeah, can't afford better. I mean, I've got apartments that pop up on my email from time to time, and none of them's ever affordable. The one that popped up today, this apartment complex, it's $1,500 and something a month for a 1-bedroom small apartment. Okay, $1,500. That's pretty much the going rate for a 1-bedroom. I bring in $2,000 a month. There are people in my life, and some out of my life now, that think I should be living in an apartment. Honestly, I need another $1,200 a month to have an apartment. Because not only are you paying rent, you're paying utilities, you're paying groceries, you're paying insurance, you're paying vehicle upkeep, you're paying medical, you're paying emergency breakdowns. Not to mention if you ever want to go to the movies again, or if you ever want to eat out, which is two things that I wasn't doing hardly ever when I was living in my apartment that I had before I moved into my van. So I thought I heard somebody. But yeah, even with that rent as low as it was back then, if I went out to eat, it was fast food. And it was a lot cheaper than it is now. If on the rare occasion I would go to the movies, I would go to a matinee, which was $10. Some people say, get a second job. I am 62 years old. I have worked my tail off since I was a teenager. There wasn't many years that I wasn't working, and that was only because we were living at a military base with my first husband and kids, and I was taking care of the kids. Hard as heck to find a job when you're around a military base. But I have worked ever since. My body ain't gonna do a second job. My joints hurt too much. I am too tired. The job I have now is mentally and physically draining at times. I mean, it is just ridiculous. I like what I do, and I'm damn good at it, but I need help at times, and that's not something that is available because I do get overloaded. But yeah, with everything that you have to pay for each month. Oh, I didn't mention credit cards. If you have to use a credit card for anything, you still got that payment too, which I do have a credit card that still has some maintenance billings on it that I am getting closer to it being paid off, but still got a little bit. So even with that paid off, on my income, I can't afford rent. There's no way. I cannot pay $1,500 a month rent and expect to pay everything else that one has to pay every month out of $500 a month that's left over for my income. And it's not going to get any better, because when I retire, my Social Security is not going to be as much as what I'm getting now with a job. So I'll have to work part-time to have a reasonable amount of income coming in to try to stay as close as I can to what I'm bringing in now, even though what I bring in now is not sufficient to have a home. There is nothing I can do about the money side of things. I'm making more money now than I ever have, even though I only bring in $2,000 a month after the taxes and stuff that's taken out, and my medical insurance that isn't worth nothing, because I still had to pay out an arm and a leg throughout the year every time I go to the doctor, which that's gonna stop too, because I'm off my blood pressure meds. I take supplements. My blood pressure numbers stay good as long as I stay out of the doctor's office. I walk in that place and my numbers go up. I leave, they go back down. It's called white coat syndrome. It just does. My blood pressure goes up every time I walk into a medical facility, and I'm fine as long as I stay away. But I'm not on prescriptions. I'm relatively healthy. I do have, I swear I thought I heard somebody. I do have joint pains, but I know how to deal with that. I've had it long enough. And God knows the doctors ain't doing nothing to help me with that anyways, so it is what it is. But I'm stuck where I'm at. But I want more. I really do. This is not what I wanted in life. But every time I thought I had somebody in my life, they didn't do anything but screw me over, and use me and verbally and emotionally abuse me, and the last one threatened physical abuse, which I'll let him know that he wouldn't live through that if he ever touched me. So, oh yeah, that's a fun story. I do not attract good people, obviously. They seem to be good while we're dating, but if it goes further than that, it turns. No. So I have lost everything 3 times, and I've had to rebuild. And with this last time, I'm having a really hard time with the rebuild. I didn't have a place to live for over 3 years, so I was able to pay off my vehicle that I had and get money in the bank and file bankruptcy to get out of the debt that he had put on me. But by the time I spent 4 years in the apartment that I was in, my savings was depleted, and all I ever got was higher rent and 50-cent raises 2 out of 4 of those years. 2 years I didn't get anything because the manager I was working under didn't believe in giving people raises unless they were young and cute and flirty. Yeah, I said that because it was like working for male chauvinists that just, yeah, I don't even, it was wrong. The behaviorisms that we seen, us older ladies seen in the workplace, it was just wrong. But I don't know. I'm just stuck with what I've got, but I want more. This is not my dream. I've lived in some decent homes, but if I had not remarried, I had a mobile home that was really nice. It was really nice. And he went and told the landlord behind my back that I wanted to sell it. So we were engaged. Did the pros and cons. Looked at a better place to move to. But it just... Another spam call. Excuse me for just a minute there. Get rid of that. But after we got married, things went to pot, and I lost everything again. And I've had a really hard time getting back on my feet. I could be sitting in a home that is paid off if I hadn't remarried, but there's nothing I can do about that. I mean, there's a lot of what ifs, but I can't live with that. All I can do is just keep working. And I'm tired. I can't retire. So, but I want more. This is not my American dream. But a lot of people are moving into their vehicles nowadays because they can't afford housing. And when you're single, working, healthy, you can't get assistance. I've already experienced that. After I was evicted from our leased home, when he abandoned our home, I found out that he had been hoarding the money that was supposed to have been going to the rent and the bills for 3 months. Oh, I had to pause this to where I could pet a dog. But he had been hoarding the money to set himself and his adult son up somewhere else. So I was evicted 3 days later with no place to go, which I then argued with the landlord that I had legally 30 days to get out, still with no place to go. So, but it was still an issue. I've been saying it is what it is for a long time. I want it to be better. I want things to be better, and I can't make them better. Not on my income. So let's start working back. Well, like I said, my income is limited. Once I get my credit card paid off completely, I'm still not going to have enough to pay rent and utilities and everything else that you have to pay every month. So I'm still going to be stuck. And there's nothing that I can do about it. And that's the way a lot of people are these days. Because housing has went astronomically, ridiculously high. And there's no excuse for it other than greed. I really don't think that it's wrong to want more. I don't think it's wrong to have more. But how can you have more when you can't afford it?